please free yourself from the chains of the patriarchy. You need help, okay? I've been with my black man for 20 years and we're fine and I don't have to. How many times has he cheated on you? How many times did you take him back? Yeah, let's talk about that. What we're not going to do is invalidate thousands of black women's experiences because their feelings are hurt. Do better.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about this particular story. So we have a woke feminist who is also a single baby mother, okay? She's going to be describing her interaction when it comes to the single dating market. Now, apparently it's the black man's fault, okay? It's the black man's fault as to why she is unsuccessful when it comes to dating. According to her, she's never met a good black man before, despite having a black son.
Fully aware that I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I am so effing tired of the amount of emotional labor that comes with dating black men. I am so tired of the lack of commitment, the lack of support, the lack of encouragement, the lack of money. Like, I don't know what to do from this point on, but I can tell you one thing. My interest in dating another black man is like 1% at this point. They want us to be ride or dies until they get their shit together, and then they don't want to support us in return. They don't want to commit to us. They don't want to marry us, but then they want all the benefits of being a husband without actually proposing to us. I need someone who's intentional in every single aspect.
Despite black women going to college and universities at a higher clip, black men are actually out earning the average black woman. And the reason being is that the average black man is going into industries that pay more money.
I am making a response video because y'all are annoying as f. I posted it on my story on here, but I will go over it again. Literally not once did I say that it was all black men. I'm fully aware that there are good black men out there, but honestly, most of them are taken and married. The chances of finding a black man who is educated, successful, college degree, and like a decent human being, I remember seeing was like 1 in 250. That's not very good odds for us.
All right, guys. So the reality is 50% of black men have never been married before. Okay, so that means that there's a whole bunch of single black men out here looking for a fit, feminine, and friendly woman. So the reality is, why aren't these single free men looking for you, right? What is it about you that's a deterrent for these single men? Now, looking at the next slide here, to the right in the bold black text, it says that there are 556,387 more married black men than black women. Okay, so that basically means that black men are getting married at a higher clip. They desire to be married. Not players, not out here, not Ray Rays and Pookies. You know, they actually want to find somebody and build a life with. And that's despite the disparity when you look at the incarceration rate, because the incarceration rate is a lot higher for black men than it is for black women. And the reason being is these black men are raised in single homes. Right? To be specific, they're raised in single mother households. Okay? A mother can't teach a man how to be a man. Okay? Now, a mother is important. Let's not get it twisted. A mother can help you survive. She can put a roof over your head, right? She can put food in your stomach, teach you how to survive, to live another day. But when you're looking at the nuances, the elements on how to be a man, right? How not to, deal with situations with emotions, but to deal with it with logic, right? Those little subtle things that make a man a woman can't necessarily teach. So what ends up happening is these black men that are raised in these broken homes tend to lash out from an emotional state. Now, based on that emotional state and letting the estrogen take over the testosterone, these particular men resort to crime.
To the black women in denial in my comments, just because it doesn't happen to you doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Clearly, a majority of black women understand what I'm talking about. To everyone saying, oh, no, it's all men. It's not just, look, I'm specifically talking about dating black men as a black woman. It is a very specific dynamic. I don't give a other men because I haven't dated other men. I only know about this dynamic. Also, I know that I have a black son, and I know that I need to raise him better. I'm very intentional about the way I raise my son. And I will always teach him to love black women first. Always. If it was just about choosing better men, how come so many black women agree on this sentiment? And we're not all dating the same men. We're all dating different types of men. It is very specific to black American men. I know that so many people are used to ignoring black women, but I'm still going to talk about it because it needs to be talked about. Black women are the most race out of any other demographic in the world. And a lot of times, yes, that comes from black men. Black men, not all, but enough. When black men date black women, they often are in competition with them. When their black woman makes more money than they do, they feel resentment, they feel hatred, they get angry, they get violent. I am not just making this up. These things have been studied before. Just because I am pointing out a pattern doesn't mean that I am saying all black men are bad. I am fully aware that there are good ones out there. How do we expect to ever improve as a community if we don't call out the that we see? To the women who are like, girl, it's your fault, you're the problem. Please free yourself from the chains of the patriarchy. You need help, okay? I've been with my black man for 20 years and we're fine and I don't have to. How many times has he cheated on you? How many times did you take him back? Yeah, let's talk about that. What we're not going to do is invalidate thousands of black women's experiences because their feelings are hurt. Do better.
A few moments later.
After further consideration, I do think I should have made less of a generalization about black men, especially with my son sitting in the back. Those of you who mentioned that my son, even though he was asleep, was hearing those things. I think that's valuable, and I do need to be careful about what I say in front of him. I did get a lot of comments that were false or making wrongful assumptions about me, such as, oh, I only date gangbangers and pookies and ray-rays, and that's actually not true. I'm college educated, and I tend to gravitate towards college educated men. I also don't think someone being more educated makes them a better person. So if Pookie or Ray Ray had a good head on his shoulders, I'm not above that. But they have to have money, though. I think it's really important to constantly be open to learning and taking in new information and continuing to change your viewpoint on things. So yeah, in hindsight, I do know that it's all men. But at the same time, I don't, because I've only ever dated black men. And at the same time, I still stand on the fact that dating black men as a black woman is completely different than other races dating black men. And it's not necessarily all black men's fault. I think that Western society, especially America, has tried their absolute hardest to separate black family units. And lastly, I do know that there are good black men out there. I just personally have not met one yet. And to be honest, I don't know if I can date a white man. I really don't. It's too different.
All right, guys. So there you have it. A woman that has a black son is saying that she's never met a good black man. And for the son's sake, I'm hoping that this ideology doesn't rub off on the son, because this can be catastrophic to his development and his identity as a black man. And the reality is, the black men that she wants, they don't want her, right? That's just the reality of the situation. And instead of her being proactive versus reactive in regards to the results that she's getting, if she was proactive, she would have better results, right? Because if she simply just asked herself, supply and demand, what does my target audience want? The lack of supply of the high value man, the man making 6-pack, 6 figures, 6 feet, what have you, what do they want from me, right? She's not saying that. Her whole argument is she can't find a good black man. It seems like she's in this bubble in regards to a man needs to take me for who I am. So listen, it boils down to accountability at the end of the day, right? And it seems like a lot of these modern women in general just don't have the accountability, right? That's just what it is. And you're looking at a lot of men going overseas and finding women abroad. There's going to be more competition, right? You are going to have to compete for the man that you want. All right, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more content. And until next time.